There is a reason why the Infinity arc of the Sailor Moon manga or the Super anime is the fan favorite. And it's episodes like this that show that. This episode was fantastic. I really loved it. I thought the character development was great. The story progression was phenomenal. The only thing about the episode I didn't like was the animation. I felt the animation was off model at several points. And I never try to harp on Sailor Moon animation just because I know it can vary. But with the Infinity arc, the animation was pretty good so far, and this is the only episode that I felt it was less than normal, or like it just kind of broke my standard. For some reason, it felt more like Season 1 and Season 2, which I actually liked in animation style, but I'm so used to the past 7 or so episodes that this one just felt weird to me. I'm curious if you guys caught that as well. So the only thing about the episode I really didn't like was the animation, but everything else I thought was top-notch. Also, this episode had a brand new opening song and a brand new ending song. Well, technically, it just had a brand new opening remix, I guess, with a brand new ending song. I didn't like the ending song. I'm not a big fan of Mamoru anyway, but the song was just meh to me. Visuals were nice, but still, meh. I don't know. Just wasn't my thing. So I wasn't a fan of the ending. In fact, I am a big fan of Eternal Eternity that I felt that they should never have swapped that in general. I didn't like the Chibiusa ending. I thought that one was just weird. So this one, it's all right. I have no comment on it other than that. I wish they didn't change it. I love the new opening song. It's upbeat, it's peppy, it's kind of poppy. Like that's like the style of music I really like. It felt to me it felt like a throwback to the 90s anime in a way. I loved how it incorporated clips of Super Sailor Moon, more outer clips into it. I just thought it was really nice. I like the song. So I'm curious, did you guys like the new opening song? And do you like the new ending song and new ending visuals? I, for one, am a big fan of the new opening, not so much a fan of the new ending. So now let's talk about what happened in this episode. So Chibiusa, thanks to Hotaru, or Mistress 9 possessing Hotaru in the last episode, is unconscious and is on life support. And she was pretty much declared dead, but Mamoru was able to act as a life support machine to keep her alive until they can recover her legendary silver crystal. I love that Diana was pretty much crying when Chibiusa was unconscious and, in essence, dead. I felt so bad for Diana, and she didn't even do anything in this episode, but you just felt bad for the little kitty. So that was really what we have going on there, and then we have the huge conflict of do we save Hotaru, do we save Chibiusa, or do we save the world? In essence, if you save the world, you'll save Chibiusa. So it's really, do we sacrifice Hotaru to save the world? And that's Usagi's conflict right there, and she's holding her hand, she's crying, and she's looking at Mamoru, who's calling her Usa, which I thought was quite nice. I know he's been calling her for a while. I know he's been calling her that for a while, but I do like the fact that he has like that pet name for her just to really show the closeness of their relationship. I actually believe the relationship now. In Season 1, Season 2, sort of, I was really not buying it. In fact, I didn't like it. I felt it was way too rushed, but for some reason here, I feel it. Like, I feel the romance between the two of them. So, Usagi is worried about what to do, and Mamoru just says, do what you can do. But she's also really conflicted about Uranus and Neptune and Pluto because she wants to be friends with them because, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto gave her power, to become Super Sailor Moon, and now she's like, they're going to kill Hotaru, something I don't want them to do. I really just love that conflict, inside her. She just wants everything to be normal and not to worry about the fate of the world every day. So, the inners at the end of that scene see Usagi and they go, let's go to Mugen Zone. Now, what I loved about this episode, I loved everything about this episode minus the animation, but another thing I really liked about this episode was Mistress 9 going to Pharaoh 90 and, in essence, offering up the silver crystal to him. And as she's walking, thorns with purple roses appear. And I thought that was a really cool visual. I don't remember that from the manga. I actually did reread that act yesterday. I don't remember her doing that. So I thought that was a really nice touch. Even if it's in the manga, still, super nice touch. And I also like how inside of Mistress 9, or technically inside of Hotaru's body, Hotaru is, bound by the thorns as well. And I like that Hotaru is able to at least reach through Mistress 9 in her head and freak Mistress 9 out quite a bit. So I thought that was really cool. Kaori Knight had some nice moments in this episode. Professor Tomo's moments were more like, Mistress 9, you're awake! But Kaori Knight is super jealous that Mistress 9's awakened because she wanted to be the Master's partner, or Pharaoh 90's partner. So I really liked Kaori Knight's moments in this episode, particularly towards the end and when she resurrected the Witch's 5. So when I'm talking about the character development of the Sailor Soldiers, the character development for the soldiers really comes during the resurrection of the Witches 5 when they enter Mugen. Sifrin and Petterall separate Usagi from the Inners, and then all of them meet their representative, which is 5. Mars meets Eugil, Mercury meets Berryroot, Jupiter meets Salulu, and Venus meets Mehmet. And Venus wants to be an idol, but being a Sailor Soldier is holding her back. But in all honesty, yeah, it sort of is. This is their duty, but they love Usagi, but they realize that sometimes they have to give up their dreams to protect the princess. And do they want to do that? Probably not. But at the same time, they do it because they're that awesome. Ray wants to be more of a priestess. Amy wants to go to med school. Jupiter wants to pretty much be a gardener. And the moral of the quarrel is they love Sailor Moon, but they also love their hobbies. And I know for a fact that Sailor Moon would let them go and pursue their hobbies, but they're able to, break the Witches 5 spell thanks to Sailor Moon. But I just love, we really get to see more of their hopes and dreams. And the Witches 5 are able to use those hopes and dreams to pretty much encase them. That scene when they're all stuck in the wax mountain was actually really creepy. And I loved that scene is what made Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto go to save them, because they realized they cannot leave their fellow soldiers behind. So the interstellar soldiers are sort of in mental conflict of whether or not they always want to be in service to the moon or to the Silver Millennium. And the outers are in conflict as to whether or not they want to work together with the interstellar soldiers and Sailor Moon herself. And in the end, the answer is yes, we will work with Sailor Moon, but we will probably also pursue our own dreams, being for the Inners, at some point in our lives. But at the same time, the Outers, they realize Sailor Moon is their friend, the Inners are their friends, and they can work together. So I thought that was very, very beautiful. We get to see Chronos Typhoon for the first time. In fact, Chronos Typhoon kind of looked like the original Dead Scream, which was kind of cool. So I like that we got to see Chronos Typhoon. We got to see Submarine Reflection, which destroyed all the Witches 5 resurrections. I'm assuming that because Kira Knight resurrected them, they became a lot weaker. It took a lot of energy to defeat Sifrin and Petterall. So that's probably why Submarine Reflection was able to take them all out. Uranus used Space Sword Blaster in order to get to the Inners when they're stuck in the wax thing. So I like that. That was cool. And then the end of the episode is, they join together. Super Sailor Moon Usagi becomes Super Sailor Moon. I thought that scene was fantastic. And then they go meet Kaori Knight at the principal's office. And when they go meet her, she transforms into a creepy, creepy diamond, and all of them get to attack, or at least the Inners all attack. So that's another thing I liked about this episode, is every character gets to use an attack. Every character gets development. They still defeat the monster, but we still have... Actually, they defeat several monsters. They defeat the 6 witches, they defeat Kaori Knight, and we still have a huge enemy left to battle, which is Professor Tomo, Pharaoh 90, and Mistress 9. And the ending of the episode is Mistress 9 holding Chibiusa's silver crystal, swallowing it, then licking her lips. And I thought that was so creepy. I was like, jeez, that's disgusting. I didn't like that. But I thought it was pretty good, because it's very much similar to the manga, obviously. But I just thought it was so creepy. So next week, we're going to get another battle, obviously. We're going to get to see more Super Sailor Moon, more of the Outer Sailor Soldiers. I believe this is when the Outers and Super Sailor Moon go into the elevator, which will be really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing them as a group together. Next week's going to be intense as well. I thought this episode was fantastic with just the character development, with the story progression. I loved it, and I hope you guys loved it as well. The animation is the only thing I have an issue with, but other than that, I thought it was fantastic. I really, 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 really liked it. So share your thoughts about this episode in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning into my review. I would give it a 4 out of 5 just because I felt the animation did take away. Oh, the one thing that Mistress 9 didn't complain about, she complained about the body being confining, but she didn't complain about the hair. That was one significant thing. I remember her saying she cut it and it always just kept growing back. But the hair is Mistress 9's gimmick, so I don't know why she would really complain about it. Anyway, share your thoughts about the episode in the comments below. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. We have some really great discussions, and I'm looking forward to talking with you guys soon. Bye.